Long have flowers been called the stars of earth. And why should they not be beautiful? Have they not from the time of their birth smiled in the splendor of the sun by day and slumbered under the brightness of the stars by night? Have they not come from another and more spiritual world to our earth, seeing that God made every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew? The herbs that adorn the fields held a profound significance for early pagans, who perceived them as divine gifts intended by the gods for the healing of human afflictions. Skillfully prepared and applied, each root and shrub possessed the potential to alleviate suffering and foster the enhancement of spiritual, mental, moral, or physical capabilities. Across diverse cultures, ancient societies embraced herbal remedies, achieving remarkable cures that surpassed the understanding of contemporary science. The Chinese, Egyptians, and American Indians in particular harnessed the healing powers of herbs to address ailments for which modern medicine had no solutions. Concerning this subject, H.P. Blavatsky, the foremost occultist of the 19th century, has written, "Plants also have like mystical properties in a most wonderful degree, and the secrets of the herbs of dreams and enchantments are only lost to European science, and useless to say, too, are unknown to it, except in a few marked instances, such as opium and hashish." Yet the psychical effects of even these few upon the human system are regarded as evidences of a temporary mental disorder. The women of Thessaly and Epirus, the female hierophants of the rites of Sabazius, did not carry their secrets away with the downfall of their sanctuaries. They are still preserved, and those who are aware of the nature of soma know the properties of other plants as well. Isis Unveiled. Herbal concoctions were wielded to induce transient clairvoyance, particularly in conjunction with the oracles, notably the famed Delphic oracle. Utterances made during these induced trances held a sacred aura, deemed prophetic. In contemporary mediums, their entrance states, partially self-imposed through catalepsy, yield messages akin to ancient prophecies. However, their accuracy often pales, as present-day seers lack an intimate understanding of the concealed forces of nature. The mysteries imparted wisdom that, during the loftier stages of initiation, gods themselves either participated in the instruction of candidates or, at the very least, graced the proceedings with their presence, a divine benediction. As these deities existed in realms unseen, manifesting solely in their spiritual forms, the neophyte found cognizance elusive without the aid of substances, heightening the clairvoyant center of consciousness, likely the pineal gland. Numerous initiates of the ancient mysteries ardently attested to conversing with immortals and beholding the divine. As the moral compass of the pagan standards began to waver, a schism unfolded within the mysteries. The select few, genuinely illuminated, distanced themselves from the deteriorating majority, safeguarding paramount secrets as they clandestinely disappeared without a trace. The remaining adherents, akin to aimless vessels, lacking a guiding rudder, meandered perilously into the treacherous waters of decadence and dissolution. Among the casualties, certain less guarded arcane formulations fell into the hands of the profane, who shamelessly distorted them, illustrated vividly in the Bacchanalia, where the fusion of drugs and wine became the ominous catalyst for debauched orgies. The sect known as the Assassins, or more widely recognized as the Yazidis, unveils a fascinating dimension of the complex drug dilemma. In the 11th century, This order, having seized the stronghold of Mount Alamont, entrenched itself in Iraq. Hassan Sabah, the enigmatic founder referred to as the Old Man of the Mountain, stands under suspicion of wielding control over his adherents through the manipulation of narcotics. Hassan adeptly instilled in his followers the belief that they dwelled in an eternal paradise, attainable only through unwavering obedience during their earthly existence. It is conceivable that a parallel use of such substances contributed to the genesis of the Yazidis' notion of paradise that permeated their collective consciousness. The sages throughout history have imparted the wisdom that the observable cosmos constitutes only a fractional aspect of the whole, drawing an analogous parallel to the human composite constitution, wherein the physical body ranks as the seemingly least consequential fragment. In the realm of contemporary medical practices, there exists a pervasive neglect of the superphysical facets of man. Causes are often relegated to the background, with a predominant focus on palliating effects. Disease, deemed unnatural, stands as evidence of a disharmony within or between organs and tissues, signaling an imperative need for restoration of balance. Hermetic medicine, distinguished by its discernment of spiritual and psychophysical imbalances as major contributors to what is conventionally labeled physical disease, offered a paradigm shift. The priest-physicians of antiquity wielded suggestive therapy with notable success, a practice echoed among the American Indians where shamans, or medicine men, dispelled ailments through enigmatic dances, invocations, and charms. Regrettably, the annals of history bear witness to the obliteration of records and formulas, victims of mankind's inhumanity to its own kind. The erasure of the wisdom held by predecessors, achieved with sword and firebrand, paradoxically thrusts succeeding civilizations into the abyss of ignorance, for the very knowledge they annihilated could have addressed the most formidable challenges of their time. Man's inhumanity to man has resulted in the loss of records and formula, which, had they been preserved, would have solved many of the greatest problems of this civilization. With sword and firebrand, races obliterate the records of their predecessors and then inevitably meet with an untimely fate for need of the very wisdom they have destroyed. Thank you for viewing.